This week, I want to chat about AI and some thoughts I've been having about it, my experience of using it. I use it every single day, multiple times a day at my work, and some things I've been thinking about ever since I started this painting that's behind me, and really how AI impacts the relevance of a medium like painting. Is it still relevant in this world where a bot can receive some directives and spit out what some might see as a masterpiece? Before I go too deep into today's topic, I want to humbly ask that you please consider subscribing to my channel. I can see from my analytics that loads of people who view my videos aren't subscribers, and being a subscriber really helps keep the channel alive and will help the channel grow. So thank you for taking a moment right now to hit that subscribe button. I want to start by saying that I am not an AI hater by any means. I work in the tech industry. I use AI every day at my job. I am completely blown away, repeatedly blown away by its ability to synthesize large amounts of information, to collate ideas from multiple sources and summarize the key points of those ideas, to do gap analyses. It just really saves me so much time and effort. And for that, I am super grateful for it, honestly. I know that using AI has a significant environmental impact, and I'm not going to speak on that because I am no expert by any means. I know very little about it. This is really just to share a couple different perspectives on AI. And before I talk about it in art, I wanted to be clear that I am not against AI. I think that it is incredibly valuable and I'm a user of it. And I can also see where it has major flaws and disadvantages. When I started this painting behind me, I was thinking about the relevance of painting because I'm in this process of reflecting on my life and realizing how much time I have wasted not engaging in the practice of painting, which is something that I really love. And now I'm doing it at this moment when AI is so prevalent and people are creating astounding things using AI. So I've just let that idea and that question simmer in my brain as I'm working on this piece and as I'm going about my daily life and seeing the ways that AI impacts my day-to-day and the way that other people use it. And from what I've observed and from what I've experienced, there really is nothing to replace the authenticity and the unique personality of something that is created by a human. And I want to give you a non-art example of that. So something I do in my work is hiring. And as you can imagine, AI is heavily used by candidates in the hiring process. So we have a multi-step process for someone to be hired by the company that I work for. And the first step is to submit an application, which people find online, and they answer questions and submit a resume. And I can't tell you how often I read the same responses, literally word for word. So people all over the world can apply to work at my company for this particular job, People all over the world are using AI, and we are reading hundreds of applications a week and over again reading the same thing. And of course, I think it's wise to use AI for something like a job application. However, what people are failing to do is to use it as a tool and then re-inject their personality into it. So the result is, of course, we aren't penalizing people for using AI. We expect people to, and they will once they're in this job. However, people who write authentically, people whose voice and personality comes through in their application, those are the ones that stand out. And even if someone might not have quite as much experience as we want them to, their application is still going to stand out simply for the fact that it doesn't sound exactly like the 10 other applications that I just reviewed. I'm sharing that example because as I'm working on this painting behind me, I'm realizing how much of myself and how much of my personality goes into this painting every time I work on it. As I'm painting, I'm thinking, I'm reflecting, I'm having emotional experiences, I'm listening to music, and all of that is coming through into the painting. Whether the viewer is aware of any of those things doesn't really matter. I feel that because I am infusing those things into the painting, it has an impact. And that impact is going to be received differently by everyone that is able to view this painting either online or in person. That's one piece of it. The other piece is the way that the idea evolves as I work on it. So this creation started as something very different in my mind. When I had the initial idea, I can't even really remember what it was. I just know, oh, I do remember. I sketched it out. It was so different. And it's the process of creation, it's like a conversation. It's a back and forth between me and the canvas and the medium that I'm using. And that conversation means that it changes and evolves over time. And where I start is going to be very different than where I end up. And I think that is so magical. And if you're using AI to create art, I'm sure there's incredible art being created with AI. I have no doubt about that. That's all good. I'm just saying that I'm not worried about painting with my hands from my imagination. I'm not worried about that becoming irrelevant because there's something about it that could never be captured by a bot or by something digital, which is an entirely different medium, and it has its place and it has its beauty. So I just felt like I wanted to share all that because these thoughts have been in my mind so much as I have my day job, which is very technologically oriented. I'm on my computer all day. I'm interacting with people all over the world, and I'm really indulging in the incredible usefulness of AI. And then I'll often spend the evening disconnected from technology with my paintbrush and my paints, and I'm having a very different experience with my canvas. And I think both are incredibly important and incredibly relevant. I'm so curious to know what you think about all this and maybe the different ways that you are using AI in your life and maybe in your art, and yeah, just what your thoughts are. What are the questions that you're asking? What are you contemplating as you're creating? And yeah, let's talk about it. Thanks for listening.